This is a bait bomb, a bait holding device that goes in nets, yabby nets, crayfish nets, crab nets, etc. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about them. I'm reviewing my drink bottle. Coleman Camp Stove, Deeper Chirp Plus, EcoFlow River, this Helinox Perrin 2, Arcfeld UV, an electric hand warmer. Whether you're targeting yabbies, crayfish, shrimp, red claw, Gippsland crayfish, cherubin, crabs, it doesn't matter. This bait bomb is a bait holding device that is suitable for any crustacean net, and it's very, very handy. Now, before I tell you all about it, I've got a quick disclaimer to make, and that is that this is not a sponsored video. Basically, long story short, earlier this year, Bait Bomb put up something on their social media and they'd made a pretty large mistake. So I messaged them quietly behind the scenes and said, hey guys, just so you know, blah, blah, blah. They quickly took that post down and they couldn't be more thankful to me. I saved them a lot of time and potentially a little bit of money as well. And so to say thank you, they sent me a crayfish measurer and a few bait bombs. There's never any expectation upon me to use these or to review them. And at the point of filming now, they've got no idea I'm filming this review. But anyway, so these were a payment to me for a job done, but they're not actually a sponsored item. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the bait bomb. The bait bomb is just a plastic cup with holes in the side designed to put your bait in, that you can take the lid off and put the lid on. You can put meat in there, you can put dead fish in there, you can put bits of chops in there, you can put whatever you want in there. I use them with dog food because dog food is a very good bait for yabbies, and I use them a lot in my yabby nets, and dry dog food goes in these well. But if you look there, those holes are too big, and if I fill that with dog food and then tie it in my net, well, the dog food's all going to come out. So when you buy one of these, they come with this gauze mat. So if you want to use a small bait like dog food or dog pellets or sausages or something that might break up, you're going to want to put it in there. You form it into a little cylinder, you put it in the bait bomb, and then you put the lid on. And that's ready to go, ready to tie into a net with whatever bait you want. I've used these a lot with dry dog food. I've also had carp, bits of cut up carp in these as bait. I've had redfin in these as bait, and they've all worked very, very well. But they haven't worked without flaws, without problems, and I'm hoping that Bait Bomb are actually watching this video so that they can take this feedback on board. Now, that's the design of them. Now let me tell you how I've been using them. I've used these in Murray cray nets, and I've used them in yabby nets, and here are my findings. This is an open top lift net, sometimes called a pyramid net due to its pyramid shape. It's designed for yabbies. The yabbies walk up the side, they fall in to the bottom, and then they can't get out. Well, after a while, they'll work their way out. They might climb up onto the bait bomb or the bait if you're using bait, and then they'll flick out if they're lucky, or they'll just hang upside down and walk their way out. But it's hard for them to get out. These are a very, very effective net, and they're possibly one of the most popular yabby nets in Australia at the moment. And these, when it comes to using a bait bomb, these pyramid nets are a match made in heaven. In fact, I've got these in my pyramid nets now, and there's no real reason to take them out unless I've got some bait that I want to use, like a duck frame or something, which I used in a crayfish video recently. Unless I've got something big that I want to tie in, I've got no real reason to take these out. I open it, put dry dog food pellets in, do it up, then I put it in the water. Done. When I'm finished, I usually take it home with the dog food pellets still in it. That's got dog food in it right now. And then the next time I want to go out, I just put fresh dog food pellets in it, and it's ready to go. The dog food pellets, they're Goodo's dry dog food. They've been in that bait bomb there for probably the last 2 or 3 yabbying sessions. And when I'm finished here now, I'm going to go and throw this net in the dam for a little while and see how it goes. So they work very, very well. I've got mine tied into the bottom of the net here, but you can cable tie them in or zip tie them if that's easier for you, whatever suits you. But basically by having that in there, let's put a pouch in there that I can put dry dog food in or any other kind of meat, put the lid on, and away I go. They are perfect. They're a perfect match for the pyramid nets or the open top lift nets. The next net on the list, and I've got to stand back a bit to show you this, is the drop net. Sometimes called a hoop net. This is a drop net. It's designed to drop down, the bottom ring hits the ground, then the top ring sits on top, and it sits flat. And every 15 or 20 minutes you pull the sides up, pull the net up, and trap the yabbies in. Now this is where we start running into a few problems with Bait Bomb, and I hope that the owners of Bait Bomb are paying attention to this. What I've found using the bait bomb in these drop nets is that it makes them quite prone to tangling, because what happens is the bait bomb floats. So when you throw it in, the net sinks and the bait bomb takes longer to sink. And if there's any current, the current washes it over the side of the net like that, and then when you pull the net up, it's tangled. There is a way around this, and that is to fill the bait bomb, well, not fill it, but add a few heavy sinkers or quite large sinkers in there. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up, but you can actually see a bit of a sinker in that hole that's there. There's 4 quite large round sinkers in here. I was yabbying at Yarana recently, and the first 2 pulls of these nets, I had 2 of these in, were both tangled, but they were all tangled. So I filled them with sinkers and it prevented the tangling. So bait bomb, if you're watching, next time you make some of these, you might want to come up with a design that just makes them a little bit less buoyant, maybe even a bit of the lead weight or something in the plastic. I don't know, that's not for me to decide. A bit of research and development. You still get the same benefits with a drop net that you do with the open top lift net, in that you can just leave the net tied in there, put fresh bait in, take the bait out, etc, etc. It's easy. You can even bait up the night before. If you want to use a bait like a lamb's fry or a meat, some kind of meat, you can use it the night, but you can bait them up the night before and set them in the fridge. Then the next morning, all you've got to do is zip tie them into your nets and you're good to go. You still get all the benefits of the that you do with the open top lift net, except unlike the pyramid net or the open top lift net, they are a little bit tangle prone in these nets. Now when I leave here now, I'm going to go and doctor these nets to take the bottom hoop out and make the nets not so deep, and that'll fix that problem quite a lot. I'm not doing that solely to make them work better with the bait bomb. I'm doing that so that it's easier to throw them from the banking dams like this if you want to get out far. Even without the bait bomb, with a nice heavy sinking bit of meat like a lamb's fry, when you throw these nets out, they're still prone to tangling. So I'm going to take them out. That'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It'll make it less likely to get tangled when I'm using normal bait, and less likely to get tangled when I'm using the bait bomb. Now this has still got the bait in it from the last time I went yabbying. So what I'll do, I'll take the lid off. I'm going to take my sinkers out, although that one fell out. I'll take the sinkers out. There's 4 sinkers in there. There's the sinker there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now watch this. Gone. Empty. Totally empty. Ready for the next time I go yabbying. I can put fresh dog food in there or any other bait. So far, they're perfect with the pyramid nets, but they're a little bit tangle prone with the drop nets, but there is a way around that if you add a little bit of weight into the bait bomb, usually in the form of a couple of sinkers. Now let's talk about crayfish nets. This is probably where they're the worst. I don't have any crayfish nets with me at the moment because crayfishing season is closed for starters. I've got no reason to have any with me. They do work in cray nets. You get the same benefits with cray nets as you do with these other nets, in that it's easy, it's clean, you can bait up the night before, you can use any kind of bait just by putting it in and putting the lid on, etc. But the biggest downfall is, and it wouldn't matter what kind of bait holder bait keeper you were using, or bait trap or bait bomb, when I'm crayfishing, I'm generally in deep water with current and snags, and I lose probably 20 cray nets to each yabby net. I rarely ever lose a yabby net to a snag. Even in a little dam like this one behind me, where I've caught plenty of yabbies in the past, I never lose any nets. But I do lose cray nets every season. I had a really good run this season. I didn't lose one until the very last time I went crayfishing, just a couple of days before the season closed. I caught no crayfish and I lost my first net of the season. Now, if that net had a bait bomb in it, that makes it quite an expensive loss. So they certainly work well. I have caught crayfish with the bait bombs. If you've got a spot that you know you can put your cray nets in and you're not going to get snagged, then that's fine. They'll work really well. You've got nothing to worry about. But that is a bigger risk when you're crayfishing. There's a greater risk of losing nets. And if there's a bait bomb in them, well, that just rubs salt into the wound when you do. Well, folks, that's about it from the bait bombs. They get a massive thumbs up from me, a huge tick of approval. I'm a big fan, especially with the open top lift nets or the pyramid nets. Now, there will be links in the video, or a link in the video description below to where you can find bait bombs online. That's not an affiliate link because this isn't a sponsored video. That's just put there for your convenience so that you can go and look them up, see how much they are, see how to buy them and all that sort of stuff. So make sure you check out that link below. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and useful.